So are you always concerned about what would people say? Am I doing the right thing? And all of that. Like at every given time for everything you're doing, you're always second guessing yourself. This video is for you. In fact, this video is for you and I because yeah, I sometimes still second guess myself. I'll be sharing what actually helps me and practical tips. And we'll just be talking about the things you should actually do to help yourself. Okay, you're welcome to my channel. My name is Chamaka Okewu, and let's just dive into this. Why are you doubting yourself? Why do you care what other people think? You need to identify the root cause. Now, I'll give you some instances or examples. The reason why you doubt yourself sometimes or why you care what other people think could be comparison. Because you're comparing yourself to other people, you want to follow the exact route they've taken because you don't think you can power up to what they've done if you take a different route, right? Comparison. Insecurity as well. You do not believe in yourself, you're not sure about yourself, and a desire for validation. So you feel like you care what other people think because you want them to validate that idea before you can go forward with it. So here's an instance. You you have something to say or you want to do something and this is how you want to do it, but you cannot go ahead because you feel like, what will people say about me? Now when somebody comes to tell you that, oh, I think you should do this, you now want to because someone has said so. I'll give you an instance. You want to do a master's, right? You want to do maybe an MBA or maybe something in public health, maybe something, chicken, you want to do further your studies. But you're thinking, can I do it? Do I need this? Can I do that? And suddenly you're giving yourself all the reasons why you should not do it. You're not focusing on the positives. All right. I can tell you for free that every likelihood that someone comes to you to tell you, oh, Grace, I think you should pursue further your studies. I think you should do a master's. And suddenly, that whole idea is beginning to look like the next best thing after freshly baked bread because it's coming from someone else. So that because that person has now given you a validation to say that, yes, you should do this. Or you have something in mind, it also works for the negative. And then somebody says, no, don't do this because that person has validated it. There's a difference between you speaking to other people, like asking their opinion, but at the end of the day, the decision would remain yours. All right. So stop the comparison, stop caring what will people say, what will people do. It has caused more harm than it has done good. I'll give you an instance. I would not have a master's degree today if I'd focused on what people say. So when I got the whole scholarship thing to move to India, almost everyone, even where I was working, some of my friends were like, "Why India? God forbid! Why would you go to India?" And I'm like, some point you that feeling like, am I even making a mistake? But what's going on here? Did I talk to mentors in my life? Yes, I did. But at the end of the day, it was solely my decision. Someone just told me that, Chick, it is your decision. You need to be comfortable with the outcome. It may be good, it may be bad, but it is your decision at the end of the day. You need to be aware of why you're scared of making decisions for yourself. You need to even know. So, in everything you do, it's very important to understand why you are the way you are, because that will be the way for you to tackle that issue. If you do not tackle it, if you do not tackle the root cause, or you don't even know the root cause, you cannot start solving the problem from where you do not know. Know whether the reason is whether you're scared of failure, you're comparing yourself with other people, or you just need people to always validate what you're saying. Validation is so annoying that you would want, in fact, one person is not even enough. Sometimes you need like five people to tell you yes to this, yes to that, before you can move ahead. That shouldn't be the case. Do you know why? Because you need to make decisions for yourself because you need to celebrate your little wins. Little by little, when you keep making decisions for yourself, right? Over time, you're able to make larger decisions. You're more comfortable, right? You're more comfortable saying, I want to do this, I would do this. If the outcome is negative, I will face it with my chest. If it is positive, hold it to myself. I'm not saying do not seek advice. I'm saying validation is what you shouldn't be seeking. So try to build your confidence through small wins. Confidence doesn't happen overnight. Over time, when you're consistently making decisions for yourself, when you're consistently deciding, oh, I need a master's degree, so I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I know I have a friend who is in a top B school, and if she hadn't, at some point, someone had said that she was flying too high, that she was trying to reach, that she's not qualified enough to get into that, right? And I think about it and I say to myself that we still talk about it. Imagine if she had let that person define her, or let that person try to validate what she believes in, what she stands for. It means that today she would have applied for a lesser school, or she would have not even gone to for that master's degree just because someone has said so. You need to first understand yourself little by little. Take The thing is, you're scared of owning the outcome. Yes, you're scared of owning the outcome. So you need to tell yourself that if the outcome is negative, I stand by myself. If it's positive, I stand by myself. That way you're building confidence, because you will always, irrespective of whether someone validates something for you or whatever it is, you would always, rejection is a part of life. You always get rejections, and you need to get used to getting rejection. You need to get used to losing sometimes. You need to get used to things not going the way you've exactly planned for them to go, right? And know that sometimes those things happen for a very good reason. Yeah, little by little, take those actions and just see how things begin to flourish. See how confident you are. You meet certain people who will tell you today that I will do this. There are people like that, and they will do it. They will do it. They'll tell you, I think I want to leave this country. How? I do not know. Money I do not have, but I'm leaving this country next year. And then they started working towards it, planning, making up. Rome wasn't built in a day. Rome wasn't built in a day. Those people are confident that when they put their minds into it, they will make the research that is needed to be made. They would seek the help that needed to be sought. They would ask questions that needs to be asked, all those kind of things. So those people are very clear about their lives and what they want. So you need to start with very small steps, because now you are trying to trust yourself, right? So you need to start with small steps. Now small steps could be as little as you speaking up a situation, speaking up for yourself, setting boundaries. When you're able to take all of those small wins, gradually you become immune to judgments, and each of these success will make you care less about people being judgmental, external judgment. Yes, you might think that it doesn't relate, but it actually relates. You need to speak up for yourself. You need to set clear boundaries. So once you win in all of those departments, you begin to care less about people's judgment, how people judge you, how people perceive you, and you begin to become more confident. The problem with this thing is that sometimes people don't know where to draw the boundary or where to draw the line. I'm not saying be rude, I'm not saying be aggressive, I'm not saying be wicked. I keep on repeating this on my channel because sometimes you're not confident, you're just aggressive and cocky and all of that. So let's just throw that out. I'm talking about real confidence, right? So small steps. Okay, this really matters. Next, know what you stand for, know what your goals are. Thing is, you will not easily be dissuaded when you have a goal that you're working towards, when you know what your values are. For me, furthering my studies is just as important to me as work. If I did not do it then, I will do it now, right? And yeah, I know I had to come back to the country. There's no job in Nigeria. But I know that there's no job in Nigeria is not okay. I don't want to be insensitive, but it is not, it's not that there is no job. Jobs are hard to get, at least a very good one, right? So it was a decision I had to make, knowing fully well that if I might come back and the struggle, but then okay, my masters might give me an edge, but then this is my focus. So if it was that time I'd seen people doing YouTube content creation, I was not going to wake up and say I don't want to further my studies. I don't want to um, get a job because getting a job is hard, and I don't want to go to further my studies. I want to do content creation. At that point, my focus, my goal is on getting a good job and furthering my studies, right? Because if you put it, the job, school, and then maybe other sources of income, that's what it was to me, right? So it was not time for me to decide job, school, which was going to come up, which was going to come. So that's it. When you are clear about what you want and realistic, oh, you are not easily dissuaded by what is happening around you, what people think, because people will think. That's why they're human beings. Everybody's going to have an idea of how you should live your life, how you should do things. I'm not saying do not take advice, right? But I am saying that it is not every advice that is worth taking. So take it, digest it, see that it fits into whatever thing you're doing, right? So that helps keeps you focused. So the same thing is just like content creation. All right. Today I create content, but I create content that aligns with my values, that I am passionate about. So even as hard as content creation is, it still gives me joy to know that I am impacting. I'm not dissuaded or trying to be who I'm not. So you would see that over time, my kind of content has changed. Kind of content has maybe sort of improved based on the level where I am in my life, but not that I am trying to be somebody who I am not entirely. The person you see, the simplicity screams me, right? And if I ever do change to someone who is more on the other side, not so simple, more, yeah, you would see it radiating through my channel. There are people's channels that you watch and you see it's all about luxury. It's all about, yeah, because that is who they are. And there are people when you watch it's cringy because that's not you. For some weird reason, there's no balance exactly. Yeah. So you trying to please people just because that is what sells, but it doesn't align with your personality. I want to give an instance. Imagine if a dog content was making money and I decide that I want to start visiting maybe what do they call those places where they keep pets like animals and all of that. I don't think I would survive because I'm so scared of dogs. Yes, I might go there, make that content post, but how consistent can I be? Am I happy creating such content? I don't think that would be the case. So I have a goal, even for my channel. Maybe when I started, the goal, the vision was just very. Over time, it became clearer what I wanted to do, and then now I'm here, right? So it keeps changing, but it aligns with my personal value at the end of the day. Yeah. And I'm really not trying to please anyone on my channel. I am just about providing content to the right people, to the right target audience. I'm not trying to please maybe somebody who I'll be like, oh, watch my channel. I'll be like, oh no, no, no. And then there's the confidence that oh, this channel will get me to this content to get me to where I'm trying to get to. Do you understand? So yeah, that's it. Limit your exposure to negativity. I cannot emphasize this enough. Social media, friends, you need to limit your exposure to negativity because half of the things you do in life begins with your mindset. Now, when your mindset is corrupt, there is a problem. There is a problem because each time you're faced with a hurdle, instead of you trying to overcome it, you are trying to, you are either stuck and be like, this is not for me. You're not able to move forward. Or that's the moment where you start saying, you know what, how do I overcome this? And you're looking for an illegal way. You need to limit your exposure to negativity. And one of the ways you're easily exposed to negativity is social media. There's toxic and judgmental friends. You want to, there's certain people in my life I cannot tell certain things I am doing because I know for them it's going to be negative, negative, negative all the way. I speak to people who are realistic. There's negative and the positive aspect, and then they put it down to me. I remember when I wanted to start my YouTube channel, and these people I spoke to were like, you know, it takes time. It could take you 5 years, but also this, but also that, right? But not people who are extremely. I don't like dealing with people who are extremely positive or extremely, in fact, or entirely negative, right? I feel like there needs to be a balance. Now, I can draw from your positivity, but it is worse when you're just entirely negative. For me, that is just don't mess with my head. For me, because I used to struggle with caring about what people think, not on a very large scale because really I don't care, but to an extent. Like certain decisions, I want to run it by people. I want to do this. I want to do that. And because if I want to do something, I'm first thinking about all the ways it would not work, all the ways it's going to be hard. Yeah, it helps me plan and pan out what I should do, how I should. Yeah. So when I now imagine me now discussing with somebody who is negative, it doesn't help me in any way. It rather feeds on the baby negativity I'm trying to suppress. It feeds on that and then it makes things worse. Or it just makes me see you as being unserious. Yeah. So I try to talk to people who are more realistic. Glory be to God. I have those people in my life who give me the pros and the cons. That was me before. Right now, I found a bit of balance, right? Before, I would think about the positivity, but focus on the negativity or the ways it wouldn't work. It's not like I won't still do it. But over time, I realized that it was a waste of my energy. I need to focus on the positive side as well as focusing on the negative side. It only helps me when I think of negative side and I think of, oh, how do I solve all of this? But then keeping in mind I might not be able to solve all of this right now, right? And who can help me navigate all of these waters? Is very different from having or focusing on only the negative like that. No, don't do that. So guard your thoughts, guard your mind, because you already care what people think. If you are speaking with judgmental friends, if you're speaking with toxic people, if you're social media has a way of when you're thinking about something, it begins to pop up on your timeline. You need to be able to curate your feed such that only positive and realistic things are what appears on your feed. When you say curate, the kind of people you follow, the kind of accounts you interact with, right? Those things actually and really do matter. And this is not just all about work, this is also personal life. So you're a guy, you're a lady, you feel like you want to get married or you're behind schedule to get married or something, and then suddenly but you're scared of maybe divorce with the rates that it is and all of that. And then suddenly the only thing you can see on social media is divorced, married threes and then divorce. And you say, do you remember this couple that got married that broke the internet? They are now divorced. Do you cannot see that you have a fear of divorce, but social media has brought that into you and then it's feeding. You will not be able to break through. But if with that, you're also being able to see the wins on social media, like couple channels, couples who are talking about who are out there, people getting married, you're able to feed from their positivity. You're seeing couples celebrating 25 years of marriage, 32 years of marriage, 50 something years of marriage. You're able to feed off them to know that, okay, there are people like this. It's the same way you think because you're from a local area, you're not going to make it in life, you're not going to make it as much as you think, as much as you want to. But you're able to watch events, see people speak about how they're coming from one street in Lagos, one place in Umaya, and then you're like, okay, you can relate with their story, you can relate with what they're saying, right? Same way you feel like you're it's just okay. So the very good example for this is iron sharpens iron. Exactly, right? When you come in contact with something you can relate to, it fine tunes you. It's the same way. So this is whether negative or positive. So if it's a negative thing, it also fine tunes you. Yeah. So you need to be able to find the balance, right? And stay away from negativity. Yeah. Because we say iron sharpeneth iron. You need to accept yourself with all your flaws, with all your limitations. You need to be able to accept yourself. Practice self acceptance because it is you first. Because that's the key to gaining your confidence back. That's the key to not even caring what people think about. Because you do not trust yourself, you are always going to be thinking that someone else's idea is better than yours. And that's because you know your flaws. Okay? But you don't know the flaws of that person. You don't even know what that person is struggling with. So you feel like whatever this person tells me, awesome. I'm gonna take it. Me, I can't make decisions for myself because I am like this, I am like that, I'm there, I'm not exposed, I'm not this, I'm not that. Yes, I agree, maybe with you. But remember that you know yourself too much that you're just focusing on your limitations, on the things that you do not have. Okay, but everybody is not complete. Everybody has their flaws, everybody has their limitations. Just because you do not know the other person's own is the reason why you're trusting that person so much, like the Almighty, like the Bible, right? But if you are able to accept yourself, accept your flaws, accept your limitations, you're then able to focus on what really matters, which is the thing that you want to do. Seek advice, and at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. At the end of the day, the only opinion that truly matters is your own. I want to give you a very wild example. You see this wave of BBL that we have now. These are people, some of them are influenced by social media, some of them are influenced by their own self, some of them are influenced by people who have done it, some of them are influenced by caring what people actually thought about them. Now, after the BBL or lipo, whatever, the body reconstruction as you have it, they still care about what people think. All right. Even with celebrities, even with things happening, you see that something comes into the media, you read the comment section, people have a lot, in fact, diverse things to say. Maybe that person retraces their steps and apologizes. You read the comment section, people have something to say. These same people have something to say. And then you're like, should this person kill themselves? It is the same way. It's the same way when I see certain outfits on Bella Ninja. People are like beautiful, amazing. You look so good. You are eight, 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 eight. That same picture makes its way to maybe Yaba Left or Instablog. The same people are there and like, what is this? No, your breast for fall now. No, nah, you for. Or you see a couple online and they're like, it's because of money. It's because of money that the girl married this man. If not, the girl can never. Money makes the world go round. God forbid. One page. You go to another page, you see them, and they're like, oh, so sweet. Love knows no boundaries. Love conquers all. And you're like, so imagine if those people who had gotten married had sought the lady or the guy had sought advice from people, five people, different things, different ideas, different ideologies. At the end of the day, her decision, his decision, your decision is yours. You need to be able to live with the consequences of anything you are doing, right? That is the thing. We all don't want to be held accountable. You want to say I did it because of no. You're an adult. You need to be able to be held accountable for everything, every single thing that you're doing or you've done. Live with the consequences. Learn if it doesn't work out and move on. But notice that the more you win, the more confident you are, and the more confident you actually become. The only opinion that truly matters is your opinion. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. We've come to the end of this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. If you're struggling with yourself, just practice some of this. Leave a comment in the comment section or send me a message on Instagram. You can search Chamakao Cable or at Favibel. All right, send me a message on Instagram and then we could take it up from there. We could just have a little discussion if it's something you don't want to make public. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chimakao Cable and I will see you in my next video. But for now, bye guys.